It is true that we have the ability to make changes in our world today, but it is also true that time waits for no one. Hello and welcome to Make a Difference today. I am Akinola. Today I will be discussing with you 3 questions leaders ask. Now this is one very interesting topic that I like to talk about every single time that I have the opportunity to, because all of us are leaders. And what this means is that we are always constantly leading a group of people or even ourselves whenever and wherever we are. And what this means is that we must be able to ask ourselves some salient questions so that we can go on the right path to leadership and on the right path to a life of excellence. So today we will be discussing 3 questions that leaders ask, and I am sure that as I do so, you will be able to see yourself and be able to grade yourself, and it would ultimately give you a pathway to measure yourself very well and hence the pathway to progress and to success. Now the very first question that every single leader out there, which ultimately means everyone out there, should be asking themselves is, what am I doing for myself? Now this is extremely important because what you give to the world is directly proportional to what you have yourself. It is often said that you cannot give what you do not have. So the first question that every single leader out there should ask himself or herself is, what am I giving to myself? What am I doing for myself? Whatever field it is that you are in, you should always ask yourself, what am I doing for myself? Am I improving? Am I better today than I was yesterday? Am I doing what I am supposed to do to the point of 100%? Am I making an impact in my own life? Am I contributing to myself? These are questions that every single leader out there should ask themselves if they really want to measure how much they are giving to themselves. And I'm sure you will agree with me that the society really rewards those who actually have a lot to give. And people who have a lot to give are usually people who take in a lot. So what this means is that our lives should be an avenue for us to always grow. And learning is not only confined into the classroom. One can always choose to learn wherever you are and whenever it is. I tell you that if you develop the habit of learning every single place that you go, if you develop the habit of actually developing yourself consciously, you will discover that at the end of the day, you would have filled yourself with so much quality and with so much value. And when you fill yourself with so much quality and so much value, you will discover that to do the even most difficult tasks, it would actually become very easy for you. And I should also say that when you invest so much into yourself, you are opening an avalanche of opportunities for yourself. And this is because when you are good and when someone sees that you are good, they would rather have you than have anyone else. And so this morning, I would like to ask you, what are you doing to improve yourself? What are you doing to invest in yourself? What are you doing to ensure that you keep learning every single day? To ensure that you are not left behind in the world, because in the world where we keep recording more achievements and more achievements, especially in the field of technology, if you for one day or even 1 hour miss out on some of the salient issues affecting your job, I tell you, you will just suddenly discover that you are becoming obsolete at what you do. So as you watch this, I would like you to reflect and to think about it. What am I doing for myself? Because as a leader, we need to empower ourselves so that we can empower other people. Now the second question that every single leader out there should learn to ask themselves is, what am I doing for others? Now it is not just enough to give so much into yourself and to then withhold it from the world. Rather, one of the reasons why one actually learns and why one actually takes in a lot of information is that one should be able to, through those information, become a change agent in the world. And this means that if you are unable to use that which you have given to yourself to improve the society and to make the society a better place, then you are not a good leader. What this means is that for every single person out there who aspires to become a leader of repute, who aspires to become a leader that every single person will want to follow, should learn. Now it is ultimately important to ensure that whatever you have learned transforms and transcends into tools that you can use to change the environment. This is because if you keep learning and learning and learning and learning, and at the end of the day you end up not giving any single thing back to the society, then what is the essence of learning after all? So this goes out to all the leaders out there, that rather than just give to themselves, which is the very first question every leader should ask themselves, they should also proceed forward to learn how to give to other people in the society. And so I would like to ask, how much are you doing to actually develop other people to be able to be as good as you are? How much are you giving other people the opportunities to grow? How much are you giving other people opportunities to learn and to also be contributors in changing this world for the better? I want to believe that if every single person out there decides not just to enrich themselves, but to also enrich others, there will be more centers of leadership in the world out there. Mara Salvatrucha, also known as MS-13, is a gang that started back in the 1980s in the United States. There was a civil war in Salvador, and many people there had to go to the US as refugees. But on getting to the US, most of them saw that there were gangs around and that they were threatened. So they decided to always work in clusters and in groups. And after some time, this cluster metamorphosed into a gang in itself. Now this gang kept on growing and growing and growing. And so the authorities decided that they had to break the backbone of this gang known as the MS-13. So what did they do? They decided to deport every single member of that gang back to their home countries. And at this point, the gang already had so many people from so many different countries. So at the end of the day, they deported every single person that was not a citizen of the United States. And at the end of the day, they discovered that each person that was deported to their own countries started this gang on their own. And at the end of the day, a gang which merely started as a local cluster grew to become an international gang. Now, what lessons can we learn from this story? It is very simple. The more decentralized centers of leadership we have, the greater it becomes. I can tell you that today, MS-13, which happens to be a gang that is very notorious, is spreading every single day and actually is one of the biggest gangs in the world today with over 70,000 members. This only came about because there were centralized centers of leadership in that gang. And I know that if we apply this same principle into our world of today, if we apply this same principle of decentralization, we will discover that the more centers of leadership an organization has, the more that organization will grow. So I ask, what are you doing to develop other centers of leadership in your organization? What are you doing to develop other centers of leadership in your company? Wherever it is that you are, even at home, whether it is in school, we should always learn that when we give more people the opportunities to lead, they actually become leaders and they step into that form and they take up the challenge. So as you ask yourself, what am I doing for myself? You should also ask yourself, what am I doing for other people? Now the third question every single leader out there should ask themselves is, what am I doing for the future? Now this is not far-fetched at all, because we can see the futures of so many people around us today. A lot of people who have lived in the past and who have made meaningful contribution into the world are people whose names we can never forget. A lot of people who we hear their names today are people who, although have died, but because of the fact that they have made meaningful contributions to the world, we can never forget them. When we talk about Martin Luther King, we remember the legacy of equality that he has left behind for the world of today. When we remember people like Thomas Edison, we remember the legacy of the light bulb that he has left behind for the world. Now, it might be surprising to know that Thomas Edison actually invented more than 1,000 products, but he was only known for the light bulb. And that is the legacy that he has left behind. What is your own light bulb? And also, we can mention other people like Nelson Mandela, Barack Obama. Even our own very Chief Obafemi Awolowo left a legacy of free education in this country. And today, we cannot but remember him whenever we talk about the history of Nigeria. a lot of people have also contributed in the development of this country. I mean, even if it is only for mobile phones in Nigeria, we can never forget the former president Olusegun Obasanjo. We can never forget people like Tafawa Balewa. We can never forget people like Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. These are people who by their actions, who by their conscious actions have decided not just to be any other Nigerian, but to be the Nigerian that will change Nigeria. And so I would like to ask you today that are you being the Nigerian that wants to change Nigeria? But still, there are many people who have also written their names in the ink of disgrace and of disrespect. I mean, many of us remember Osama bin Laden, the mastermind of the 9/11 crisis in the United States. Many of us remember Adolf Hitler, one man who killed so many Jews. Many of us remember a lot of people, and even in our own private and personal lives, who have done things that have greatly contributed to the downfall of civilization and even of the entire world. And so the choice is ours, for us to choose either between good or evil, for us to choose to invest in ourselves, to invest in other people, and to invest in our future. The choice is ours to develop a world that our children and our grandchildren will learn to thank us for. And so the challenge that I would like to give to you this morning is, what are you doing to improve yourself? What are you doing to improve the lives of other people around you? What are you doing to invest into the future? And I am sure that as you start thinking in this line, and as you start making definite steps to ensure that you make the world a better place, you would have succeeded in making your own world a better place as well. And so as you go out today, always ensure that you are the light that people see, and you are the light that lights up people's path. And I am sure you will be on the path to a true legacy and to true leadership. Thank you very much. Go and make a difference today.